nemesis of a firefighter. Arsonist, I'm a fire rider. Instant flame like a firelighter. So special with shows, I live out my flows. Can't walk in my shoes, can't purchase my clothes. Ice in my veins, but I never froze. Picture perfect, but I never posed. As a juvenile, I knew I bounced back. Got rated, had a plan to get my ounce back. Use cheese as bait, that's a mousetrap. Let me to the right person to pounce at. They selling dreams, I'm pulling receipts. Full force, we can't be beat. Got a dirty mouth, but the flow so neat. Keep your 2 cents, talk is cheap.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Teofimo Lopez. His wife is divorcing him, and she's taking half. Now, some of y'all may not be familiar with Eddie Murphy Raw, but if you are familiar with Eddie Murphy Raw, you can find out what it's like when a woman takes half. You know what I'm saying? All right. But right now, we're going to talk about Teofimo Lopez and his situation. So, again, this is from Punch Drunk. You can go to his YouTube channel to listen to the interview in its entirety. I'm just going to play a snippet that he posted on social media from his interview with Teofimo Lopez.
You're not in a happy place?
Yeah, I just, there's been a lot of personal issues, and that plays a big role, especially as you come up in the ranks and you're a top fighter. A lot of things that people don't really know. Like right now, just a little insight, my ex-wife, she filed for divorce. She's gonna take half of my money and everything else with it. So, that's just part of it. Hey, it is what it is. It comes with the territory. You live and you learn. As long as I'm living, I'm learning. I haven't seen my son. So, everything just plays that role. It's tough sometimes, And for that, for her to kind of diss me in front of the whole world by not passing my kid, or our kid, I should say. It's stuff like that really plays those tolls. I'm doing everything for my son, and I'm doing this for like the new generation of boxing. So when those things don't come to play at that time, of course I'm gonna be very disappointed. But I'm learning throughout the works of everything. This is such as life. It just comes with the territory. You got to know how to be patient and everything. So, listen, this is my third fight officially at 140. I'm facing the kingpin of the division, Josh Taylor. And, that's the thing, man. We aim for the impossible to make it possible. Once we start doing it, not to cut you off, once we start doing it, though, then everybody's just going to jump right onto it again.
All right, so you heard what he had to say there. So now what we're going to show you is a video from about like 3 years ago when he actually married his wife, and give you some backdrop on that story. So prior to him marrying his wife, his mom was his nutritionist, and his sister was involved in his career in terms of like helping him organize his, we could say kind of like equipment manager / assistant. And once he married his wife, they just disappeared. They wanted no parts of it. So take a look at this story.
But in December, 21-year-old Teo proposed to his girlfriend Cynthia, who is 6 years older. A decision which was met with disapproval by his mother and sisters.
The age difference. That's what they don't like. If she was a gold digger, she would have definitely easily been with anyone else.
On April 23rd, Teo married Cynthia. However, his sisters and mother did not attend.
Are you ready?
I told her that this is your first child getting married. Whether it's the one that you didn't want to see get married first, it's your first child. I would love and I appreciate if you would. If it's not their way, it's the highway. And it sucks. I have my father there. That's all that matters to me. They say I've changed. They say I forgot where I came from. And it's not that I forgot where I came from. I did change. I did. I changed, but I feel like I know that I changed for the better. I'm more mature about things. I'm accepting maturity. I'm accepting what's coming.
This new outlook has also led Teo to making some changes.
So you have it right there, man. His wife is divorcing him. His mom and his sisters never approved from the jump, and they showed their disapproval by not being there for the wedding and everything. I'm turning over to you, Trodal Bill. What's your reaction to all that?
We seen this happen. This whole marriage was from the start. I alluded to this in the previous episode segment, excuse me, how I feel. Can I open up? Can I talk from the heart? You know what I'm saying? Can I not just be
Hey, it's your time, man. Do
when
what
I
you
see
gotta
when I see Tio, right? You know what I'm saying? I see a kid who is miserable, right? And it all started from the wedding situation. Everything was going good. Everything was right. He found a girl that he loved, right? And his family didn't approve. You know, right there. That's the problem. And your father, even though he was there for your side, he didn't approve too. I seen interviews and he had words. You know, he was talking about even with your fight coming up. You know, like there was a lot of issues going on, right? I feel for you in that way, right? Because as a parent, as a father, and here's another thing too, because I say your biggest thing, like bro was talking about it too, because we talked about it off air. What I see, right? I see you're miserable, right? And I seen that it's trickling down and it's coming from your family. I think you need to get rid of your team. You know, I see it coming from your father. And here's the bad thing, like, right? Sometimes, like, as fathers, you know what I'm saying? We don't want the sins of the father. We don't want our things that we went through, and we don't want to pass that on to our kids. So we change our behavior so we become different and better people. I know for myself personally. I've been through a lot of things, did a lot of things. I didn't want to have my past and my trauma and project that on my babies. So I made the necessary changes in my life that I needed to. You know, I don't see that happening with Tio. I see that he's carrying hurt, pain, being miserable, and all that from his folks, his parents, his father. His father made him lose that fight with Cambosis. Go back and watch that fight and listen to the things that his father was telling him in that fight. The kid, Tio, he needs a whole new team. I'm sorry, you need a whole new team. I don't have no right. My son wants to marry whoever he wants to marry, right? Well, I'm going to disown my son? This is what he want to do for the rest of his life. This is his life. If this woman is hurting him and doing stuff like, okay, that's fine. Because you don't like the person that he's married, I don't have to like my son's girlfriend. I had that issue. I don't have to like my son's girlfriend. I'm not sleeping with her. My only concern is my child. Be there for your child. Now I understand, like, you know, he's going through these things. He got all this stuff. Yeah, his family messed up his wife and his happy life because he loved that girl. Yeah, she's 6 years old, whatever. But your family got involved, and that's why y'all getting a divorce. Too much bickering, too much stuff like that. It made you not happy. I seen it. I was telling the bros, even when you was doing your videos and you jump roping and you try to make light of the situation, you look unhappy. I know somebody that is unhappy. I've been unhappy for years. I was dying inside for years. I know what it looks like. And it's for you. You have to change. I'm going to ask you this because I feel like you need to separate yourself from whoever and get a whole new team, a whole new perspective. You're talking about, oh, now my lady is keeping my baby from me. That might be a good thing, bro. That actually might be a good thing. So you don't put that, the negative energy that you're getting from your family onto that baby right now. You need to work out. Like my daddy always said, there's 3 sides to every story. His side, her side, and the truth. I can only imagine what you're putting that young lady through because of how you're feeling about yourself because of your family. Now you can't go around your family, so next thing you know, you're going to start blaming her and you're feeling a certain way about her. Your family feels a certain way about her. This thing was destined to happen, and I'm sorry that it happened. But I think, Tio, I think that you really need to separate yourself. I think that you need to separate yourself and be with some people that care about yourself. That's what I believe. because I've been there. I've been hurt. And that's all I do. That's all I can see is him hurting. And he's going to continue to hurt other people unless he deals with that hurt. And that's how I feel about that.
All right. G.
Yeah, I'm looking at it from another perspective. I actually agree with Tio's family on this. I don't know the inner workings of Tio and his wife's situation, but anytime an entire family doesn't rock with one person, there's some red flags there, because normally it'd be like, all right, maybe the mom or maybe the sister or maybe the father may not like the person, but everyone else is like, nah, she's cool. If everybody's like, nah, we're not rocking with her, it's like, yo, I'll be like, hey, son, let's think about this now. Let's have a conversation, and where me and Trill differ is like, although I understand what Trill's saying, like, hey, that's your son's life, that's his woman, you respect that. I get it, but sometimes, like, people could get manipulated, especially if she's older. She probably knows what she's doing, right? And so the fact that we looked at an old clip where the family was like, yo, she's probably in it for your money. And he's like, nah, she's not a gold digger. But then now she's getting a divorce and taking half and not allowing him to see his kid. It's kind of like, I don't know, man. Like, your family was kind of right, So, because, like, to me, even if, like, let's say you and the woman just wasn't working out, like, why couldn't she still be like, hey, we're not working out, but I'm gonna still allow you to see your child? Unless your relationship with your child means nothing to this woman and you're just a meal ticket, So that's why I'm like, I kind of have to agree with his family on this, because this just seems kind of like, this seems odd the way she's moving, Now it could be both sides could be at fault. The wife could have did some things wrong. Tio could have did some things wrong. The family could have did some things wrong. But if they're all adults, right, they could have figured out a way to make this work, and not for the sake of the relationship, at least for the sake of the child, right? But it's clear, like, the wife just doesn't want any parts of Teofimo anymore, right? So there's something there that I'm not even going to try to, break down. But family's forever, and it's funny it's coming from me saying this, but because let me stop lying, man. Yo, listen. I still, this is tough, man, because I don't have enough information. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I like to believe his girl was a gold digger. You know what I mean? Because it just makes sense for me. Like, an older woman came out of nowhere, took their child from the fam, disappeared. Now she wants half. It makes sense. Like, yeah, she was just playing this dude all along for his money. So it's unfortunate, man. I'll just say this. Yo, listen, if you have a kid, like, if you have like a son or a daughter that's has potential to be great, you might have to have that conversation with your kid. Like, yo, do you really want to get married? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just being real. Do you really want to? There's a strong possibility you have to give up half your stuff to this person that didn't really work as hard and this and a third. Now, it's different if y'all built it up together. But if you're already on your come up and then she shows up later on, I don't know. And then that's another thing, too. If Teofimo's family was all invested in his career, his father was his trainer, his mom's a nutrition, all of that stuff, like, it was a family business. He chose his girlfriend, now wife, over the family, which was also the family business. That's really interconnected, which you're not supposed to do, but he chose to do it that way. And he chose love over blood. Like, I don't know, man. It's like, it's tough, man. So it's tough all around. I think it's a learning lesson for all parties, man. Moving forward, T.O. will just remember, like, yo, family come first, man. And it's like, women come and go, bro, but you can always hop on next. You know what I'm saying? But you only got one mom, man. So something to think about. Go ahead, Joe.
Now, I only heard a little bit of you saying. I apologize for that. I just wanted to say this, add this one thing. Um, yeah, blood is thicker than water, only in certain cases. You
Fact.
need water to live. You learn that in the basics.
It was on me. I mean, I respect what both of you are saying, and this is one of those family situations and things that, and this is something he put out there. You know, most family business should remain family business. So if I was him, I necessarily wouldn't have been putting this out there on a YouTube platform. And I think that could show some level of immaturity again that we're talking about with Teofimo Lopez, because you know, to quote the great philosopher Kanye West, if you tell me you ain't did it, then you ain't did it. And if you did, then that's family business. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you should keep the family business. I think the beauty of family is you have different people with different personalities and people who react to the same situations differently. Just like, they say everyone grieves differently, everyone mourns differently. So where Teofimo Lopez dad showed up to the wedding and his mom didn't because she wanted to show her disapproval, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think if you believe that a woman is taking advantage of your son and you are not going to show up and act like you support that behavior, there's nothing wrong with that. And so his sisters didn't like his wife. His mom didn't like his wife. They felt like she was in it for all the wrong reasons. So they did not want to show their face because they wanted to make it clear to Tio that they were not on board with his decision. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You can't force someone to, like, it's one thing to be like, oh, you should support everyone. But I'm going to be honest with you, I don't feel that way. I feel like for me, what I do with my body, my energy, and my time is up to me. And I don't have to stress myself out to make you happy. I don't have to. So if I want to go to an event, I'll go to an event. If it's too stressful for me to go to that event, I'm not going to go and stress myself out so you can feel happy. So to relieve Tio of all his stress, his mom should have put stress on herself? Hell no. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if someone's going to be stressed and I have the option of not being that person, I'm not going to be that person. So I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I'm going to stress myself out. So I don't think you can ask his mom to go to a wedding where she believes this woman is about to take advantage of her son. Fast forward 3 years later, now her son is about to have to pay half to a woman who didn't invest in the family business as much as she did. His mom and his sisters invested more into Teofimo's boxing career than that woman did, and she's about to make more money than all of them did. And they saw it coming. But with that being said, just because you don't show up to the wedding doesn't mean you stop being a parent. And that's where I would say Teofimo Lopez's mom is wrong and his sisters are wrong. If it would have been me, and I had these situations, like with family is something where I would have to say to them, like, yo, look, I love you, but I don't mess with the shorty you messing with. So I'll kick it with you, but I don't want to be around that. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. But I would never disown my family.
Over somebody? Come on.
Yeah. So it'll be like, yo, exactly. It'll be like, yo, I love you. You know I love you. Do whatever for you. But that person you with is no good. But I would be like this. I'd be like, but you have to find that out on your own. You feel me? And when you do, I got you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about going to the wedding, though. I don't think that. Go ahead.
Like, listen, it's different if it was like dating a shorty, but when it comes to marriage, yo,
You gotta look at it like this.
That's why I said you don't have to show up to the wedding. That's why I said you don't have to show up to the wedding.
No, but I'm saying I'll take it a step further. I'll be like, don't do it. I'll be like, no, please, please reconsider. Don't do this.
You know how kids are, bro. Listen, the more you tell them not to do something, the more they're gonna do it.
They're gonna do it. Listen, I learned, man. Like you can't live your kids' lives for them, yo. Mm-hmm. They have to take the bumps and the bruises too. You can't protect them from everything, yo. Mm-hmm. The only thing you can do is guide them and love them on the way. Like, what are we gonna do the whole time? Like, you're gonna be in the room while they humping? That's how hard you're gonna be able to parent. Oh, you doing it wrong. You doing it wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
I'll be like this.
Yo, it's too crazy. Everybody is so tough nowadays. Everybody's so hard and tough nowadays, yo.
Nah, but you gotta at least you gotta talk to them like, yo, at least go to a lawyer and see your options.
Yo, that right there, that happens with marriage, right? If you go into a situation, she was with him before that when he had no bread. They ain't had no bread. He didn't have no bread.
Because from the story I heard, she was a flight attendant. He met her on a flight, and he was already up and coming with money.
Well, what I heard is he wasn't even living like. Even he said he wasn't. Even, I seen an interview, and he said, he wasn't even to that yet. He's an up and coming boxer, and he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like they was together for a while. She was older than him. It's still, but at the end of the day, right?
He was fighting on ESPN, right? When she met him.
That's good enough for her.
That's what I'm saying. This dude is fighting on ESPN, and you already know how it is. Like a dude projected to go to the NBA, a dude projected to go to this. Everyone knew Tio was projected to be champion.
I'm saying when all that happened, when that first happened, you gotta think about the fights that happened around that time. He wasn't like, if you're looking at it like that, unless you're a diehard boxing fan, nobody knew him like that at that time.
Bro, you think they're not? You think these women don't know?
But I'm looking at it like this, right? I never heard of no story about her.
We used to see.
Look. The first thing they do to women, like when a divorce happens, the first thing they go, oh, she was just with him for the money, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? She was. I don't know the situations. I don't know if she's a gold digger. I don't know that.
Who's the first one to do it to women? Men, right?
Yeah. I'm not the
first. Okay, so what about when the mom and the sisters do it?
Yeah, the women, no, they do that right off the rip. The women are the biggest haters, especially when it comes to the baby boy. You got to understand the mother and the sister when it comes to the baby boy. Oh no, they're not liking no woman. Especially if you're taking their place. You feel like you're taking baby boy's place. The mother's going to feel a certain way. Like how my son, I'm thinking about my personal experiences right now. I'm thinking about my son right now. His mother wasn't keen, like with this late girl coming in. The mother's going to feel a certain way. She's going to feel like her position is being taken. It goes deeper than just, this girl's a gold digger. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody just becomes so negative and so tough all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's not about that. You know what I'm saying? It's about letting this young man, right? He's coming with all this trouble from his family. Support your kid. It's not about you. Support him. Okay, the kids are going to make bad decisions. Now we're not going to talk to him no more.
Well, I don't think that, again, like I said, it's easy to be like, oh, support your kid or whatever, but sometimes you don't have to.
No,
like
you have to be there.
You did everything you need to do, which is feed them, clothe them, educate them, right? Provide them with enough money to live. When you die, they inherit land. They're not guaranteed. I'll tell you like this.
No, dude,
I'll let you go. Let me go. My kids aren't guaranteed diddly squat. I will die and leave it all to my cat. If I don't like the way they moving in their life, I don't have to give them nothing. That's to me the problem. Like sometimes, like, no. At some point when you become an adult, I am off the hook. While you're a child, I am obligated to feed you, clothe you, and I will do all that well. I will do that exceptionally well. I will do that to the highest degree. But once you're an adult, you defy me, you on your own.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And I don't feel wrong about that because I did my job at an extremely high level. My kid will never be able to say anything about me other than he gave me everything I needed. And once I defied him, he said, go fly. You ready to fly? Fly. Get out my nest.
No, I see. We're looking at it totally different. We're looking at it totally different. I look at it like this. Yeah, it's going to be a time where to eat, but I'm still going to be my kid's parent. I'm never going to leave. Yeah, you're going to go on your own. Yeah, if you do something I don't agree with, that's fine. You find your way. I'm still going to be your parent. I'm still going to be your father. I'm never going to stop loving you. No matter what decisions you make. That's just where people are just different. And that's fine. We can be different. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes us all special. But from the things that I went through and how I am, I'm not going to let a situation like who my son marries dictates if I'm going to speak to him ever again. Yeah, I love him too much.
I think that's stupid. But again, I've seen situations where parents cut off their child, and I believe that they were perfectly right for doing it.
Yeah, I know. Drugs and all that.
Like, I'll give you an example. Like, one kid's out in the street doing gang activities and doing things, people shooting at that kid. Then that kid comes home where the other kids live, and the gang members are about to come and shoot up the house. Bro, you gotta let that kid go. There's no, I love you so much. I'm going to let everybody come here and shoot up my whole house.
You gotta let him go. Do you stop loving him? You stop loving him because you had to let him go?
Listen, it's not about love sometimes. I think you
stop caring about him.
The two things are one and the same. You can't say, you can't have it both ways, right? You can't say you let your kids find themselves and then say like, but you stop loving them. Sometimes you have to love your kid enough to let them find their way without you.
That's a fact.
You understand? And so you can, just because they're not speaking to him or they're not, doesn't mean that they don't love him. But what it means is they can't shelter him. They can't cradle him. Like you said, people got to learn their mistake. They got to take their lumps and bruises without you. If I make life so easy for you, you'll never learn how to be an adult.
Yeah, and we're forgetting about the third option. F those kids. How about that?
I think what we're doing, we're missing each other here. You know what I'm saying? I think we're missing each other here because we're saying the same thing, but
we're saying the same thing.
We're saying the same thing.
Yeah, I think we're saying the same thing. It's just the circumstances. Like, at what point is it let them learn on their own? And is at what point would you step back? For me, because they married someone you don't like, you shouldn't stop talking to them, right?
Yeah, that's how.
But if they're in some activity that can get you killed and other people killed, then you can stop talking to them.
I'm just saying it like this. Like, I'm never gonna do some stuff to like. This is just how I am. It's just like we was talking about this yesterday with second chances and everything else. Yo, bro, you know where I come from. You know how we are. Nobody, I know, y'all hear what you're saying, but I know you. You never left me down. You never gave up on me. I can't see you doing that to your child. Because you spend times, bro, you didn't agree with the people that I had around me. Did you stop loving me? Did you stop supporting me? Did you get rid of me?
One thing you do is making it personal. I never like to make things personal.
Oh no, I told you I was making it personal from the start.
Hold on.
No, but I said I was making it personal from the start.
No, but I don't like to make it personal because it gets muddy. But two, bro, yeah, but you know this for a fact. I didn't do everything you did. I didn't agree when I didn't agree with what you was doing. I didn't do it.
No, you didn't. But exactly. You never gave up on me.
I wouldn't agree with it. And I would tell you, bro, I don't agree with that. But I wouldn't stop loving you. I already said that from the beginning. You never stopped
picking up my calls.
But I said that from the beginning. But like, if you was doing like a whole bunch of things where it was like, yo, everybody's trying to come at your boy, then I would have to be like, Trill, I love you, dog. But yo, I gotta find ways. You know what I'm saying? I can't walk up the street without getting shot at. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying to you. So
that's because my love for you would never let me put you in that predicament.
But that's what I'm saying to you. I think there's levels of understanding and communication. So I think like you said, for me personally, I wouldn't be in the situation that T.O.'s parents are in. Because the way I handle things, you feel me? Like I would have pulled T.O. aside and said this, bro, at least get a prenup.
Exactly.
Please, I would say, bro, you're young, whatever. If she really loves you, she'll understand. You feel me? She's gonna get money regardless because that's just the way it is. She got your son, she's gonna get the properties, whatever. I would have said, but you just, you know what I mean? Get a prenup because you're young, you're making this decision to get married at 21, bro. Most people just start drinking at 21. You making a decision of who you're gonna spend the rest of your life with. You feel me? So I would have done that. I would have done it like that. But some people, what I say is like, well, I agree with you. Is some people just let anger consume them to the point where they don't say, okay, I understand that he's going to do what he's going to do. Let's try to minimize the damage moving forward. So that's the type of person I am. Like I realized that you were going to do what you were going to do, but I will always give you my peace. You know that, bro. I'll be like, yo, I'll tell you like, yo, I love you, bro. This is all I fear. This is what I see, whatever. But I would never show up and support anything that I didn't agree with. You know what I mean? But it doesn't mean, like you said, that I would stop answering the calls. I'll stop showing love. But it would be my way of just showing, you know what I mean, like who I am. So I get all that. But what I'm saying is like, I'm not saying I would do what Teofimo Lopez parents are doing. But what I'm saying is like, there's a time and a place for you to show support no matter what. There's a time and a place for you to let the kids take the lumps and bruises, like you said, and be there to say, like, you see what I'm saying? And then, like G said, there's a time and a place to be like, fuck them kids. You know what I'm saying? All my kids are banging, and they out there, what they call it? They out there lurking, catching people lacking, right? And then they come home to my house, and then my house gets shot up, I'm kicking all them kids out. You know what I'm saying? I say, you know what? The block will save you. You know what I mean? Go to the block will save you because I'm not getting shot. And then I'm going to put a sign on the lawn saying, I kicked them kids out. They don't live here. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. So all I'm saying is I'm not saying when it's appropriate. I'm not trying to dictate that, but I'm saying I understand certain situations where you got to say, F them kids. I understand certain situations where you got to let them go out and take their own lumps and bruises, and then you come back in with that knowledge. And I understand the times when you got to be there to constantly support them. But I'm just saying everyone's different. Like you said, that's what makes life beautiful. Where I may not be good at, like, yo, someone else may be able to come in and give you that knowledge. But in T.O.'s case, I just think he should have just shut up about this in the first place because it's family business. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but like I was saying in the beginning, we seen that this was going to happen. It started off bad. You know what I'm saying? And things are going to continue to get worse, I think, if T.O. doesn't seek help outside of his environment. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel. This train wreck is going to be another episode. We're going to have to call this a show soon because
actually, bro, you said something I do want to touch on. Like, I do think his dad isn't the best influence for him because his dad is like his biggest fanboy, and I think that's a problem. Like, his dad like lives vicariously through T.O.
Exactly.
He goes on the shows. He says ridiculous things. So T.O. sees it, and T.O. goes on and says ridiculous things. He has no one who holds him accountable. He has no one who pulls him aside and says like, yo, look, man, you're hurting your brand. You're hurting yourself. Every time you go on the mic, you say something crazy. You said something crazy about black people. You said something crazy about white people. Then you did another interview. You say you want to kill Josh Taylor. Then you said you put your wife's business out there. You know what I mean? Everything. It's just kind of like maybe you're not right, bro. Maybe you need some help. But his dad ain't gonna do it because his dad's right there with him on them interviews talking crazy. So I do think that there's a problem there. I just want to add that in there.
It's all love, man. Please let us know how you feel in the comments section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros. This was a good one. Tap in.
Get help, T.O.